All right. We are live. We are live. We are live. I'm going to play a little song.
Cool.
We will be right back.
I watched the ball drop in Times Square on the TV 10 years. I ain't just leave, man. Like, this stuff is real.
So it's Soapbox Heroes on Facebook. Add us, like us, share us. We debate, and we have a great time. So check us out this week.
And I don't even like to say nag, and I'm just keeping it 100. If you're going to act one way, I'm going to act one. It's like a cause and effect situation.
Now, a lot of people want to start a business with a great idea, and they don't have no cash. That's typically not going to happen.
That preliminary work, okay? Because I call that's the pre-finals, whatever. You ain't in the finals yet, so
y'all have to lie to make yourself seem like you're not a hoe. Everybody knows.
So many of our people are so woke.
Encourage them to build a support system.
But these women they're writing books. They're doing the most.
It is a cash cow for each separate.
Horrible approach. You know, to come at her and say, "Oh man, you know, you got a fat ass."
Think about the number of hours people spend looking at screens, looking at images of other people. It's shot up since the 1980s.
But you're calling her name behind her back for her choice.
Again, what are you? Let the people know what you are before we
Why
get
do we have to go around life by default guilty until proven innocent? I mean, somebody has to be the bigger person, right?
Everybody else will say that it's not psychological. Just for me, it's not. It has nothing to do with that.
Now, what I want to talk about is kind of like a hate.
That are saying, love yourself the way you naturally are. Your hair is beautiful. You can wear a wig. You can wear braids. You can wear whatever you want to wear. And I have a 3-year-old that I'm trying to teach that lesson to.
But I noticed the same thing. I think it play a big part.
So I have to open it up this way so I can open up the floodgates to the truth.
Soapbox Heroes got to start it right here to address this issue.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. Don't leave. Let me say this. The views represented by the guest on the show are not a direct representation of Soapbox Heroes. With that being said, go ahead and grab your pen, paper, popcorn, whatever you need. Sit here for a while. Join in with us. Become a part of the show. This is Soapbox Heroes. We dive in and go deep. Let's go. How's it going out there, everybody? How's it going? My name is Tyrone Irvin, and this is Soapbox Heroes. Today, we are going to be talking about current events. We're going to pull a couple of stories right from the headlines. We're going to play some clips, and we're going to talk to them with our two guests today. Sorry about yesterday. We normally come on Wednesdays, but I had a couple of slight technical difficulties, but we are here to you today. If you get a chance, share, invite a couple people, let a couple people know what's going on. Without further ado, let me introduce everybody. J Bang.
Yo, what's up with it, man? I'm J Bang, Riverside, California, man. Let's get it going.
Right, Riverside, California. David, you want to let everybody know where you're from? You press mute. You're muted. I can see that. I like the enthusiasm, but we can't hear it.
Brother, I'll do that again. I'm David, and I'm from Riverside, California.
Okay. Oh, both people from Riverside.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm in Menifee right now, but I'm from Riverside.
Yeah, I'm from South Carolina right now, but yeah.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, before we get started, what shirt is that you got on?
Man, this is the homies brand, man. It's a black owned, man. It's Stick Talk Movement. It's straight out of Riverside, California. You got the sweats and everything to go with it. You know, it's a black owned, man. They out of Riverside, man.
And it's called
Basically,
Stick Talk.
Yeah, Stick Talk. Basically, two people, that came from nothing, in and out of jail. Nothing, just back and forth from the streets to the pen, the streets to the pen. They came up with this movement, man. They put some fly shit together. They got female clothing, they got kids clothing. They got all this stuff, and it's straight out of Riverside, man. It's a good movement. And, they ready to get rich and give back to the community, so through black money.
Well, get them on the show one day to come talk about what they're doing so they can let everybody know where to go buy it and stuff. Can you make that happen? Bang said it.
Bang said it for sure, man. I'm going to get them out there. They got some fly shit. We're going to tap them in, though.
All right. With that being said, we're going to tap them in, and we're going to go ahead and tap into these clips. So, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some news clips. Take a second, watch the clip, learn a little bit about the story. We're going to go over the content in the clip, and then we're going to move on to the next. We have 4 here. We got 2 people, so we're going to have a nice, good show. If you got any comments, make sure to leave some comments. If you want to leave some questions, leave some questions. We'll definitely try to make that a part of the show. And don't be afraid to share, invite. Pretend that I'm somebody you like and share.
Yeah, man. Share, man. Get it going.
All right, you guys, we're going to get into the first clip.
To a story lots of you are reading at click2houston.com. A superintendent under fire for a racially charged remark about Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson.
That superintendent is in Onalaska ISD. Today's Click2Vote question is asking if he should be fired. The original comments were posted on a Houston Chronicle article. We'll get more from Taisha Walker, who's live outside the Chronicle building with this reaction. Good morning.
Owen, good morning. Some of our viewers on our KPRC2 Facebook page say the superintendent must go, while others say he has the freedom to say whatever he wants. Mixed reaction on the social media platform that now has the Onalaska superintendent defending his character. On Facebook this week, Lynn Redding is accused of making a racist Facebook comment under a Houston Chronicle article. The subject, Texas quarterback Deshaun Watson for this play during Sunday's game. The post has since been deleted, but this screen grab appears to show Redding saying, quote, that may have been the most inept quarterback decision I've seen in the NFL. When you need precision decision making, you can't count on a black quarterback. It's a comment that the Onalaska superintendent told the Houston Chronicle he regrets making, one he thought he made privately. Now others are chiming in on Facebook about Redding's post. Yeah, and by way of explanation, I don't know that it was public. I thought it was private. Somehow to me that makes it worse, said Christopher. David wrote, he should be relieved of his job immediately. Douglas wrote, what happened to freedom of speech? This is still the USA. And Ashley says, freedom of speech doesn't equal freedom from consequences for said speech. He can say what he wants, but he better be prepared to answer for it, accept the consequences. And you can continue chiming in on click2vote.com, but ultimately the decision will be up to the school board, which will have a special meeting on Saturday to discuss the superintendent's fate. Reporting live in Southwest Houston, Taisha Walker.
All right, everybody, and that happened not too far from where I'm at. I'm here in Houston, Texas, and that was in Onalaska. And since then, in the last couple days, he went ahead and resigned. But the question is, there's a such thing as freedom of speech. Should he have lost his job? Should he have had to resign because of the comments that he made on social media? David, what do you think? You muted. You're muted, David. There you go.
Muted. My bad. All right. But I didn't hear the quote completely. Did the quote basically, was it him pondering why the quarterback was black when they're usually white?
No, he's saying.
That what his comment was?
No, he was pondering if black quarterbacks had the capability. He was saying that black quarterbacks don't have the capability to be good quarterbacks. He was saying that basically black aren't smart enough to be good quarterbacks.
Yeah, he should be fired.
So he should be fired? He should have lost his job?
Yeah.
With freedom of speech?
Yeah, definitely.
How come?
Yeah, I mean, freedom of speech, but like, we don't have freedom of speech when you work for an organization. Like, you have freedom of speech as an individual, but when you work for an organization and represent that organization, they could be like, you're fucking done. That's not going to represent us. So we got to let you go. Just like ABC had to let Roseanne go, you know?
All right. J Bang, what do you think? She had lost his job?
You know,
had to resign?
And it might be odd because I'm black, so people might not understand what I'm saying. But me personally, nah, don't lose your job. I say that to say this because, first of all, it's probably some shit he said on social media. He was mad. He loves the sport just as much as anybody else, and just said some shit. Mad as fuck. All these motherfuckers is racist, pretty much. Like, if we're gonna be honest, there's a lot of people, you know, that hold back how they really feel. And I respect people that, you know, tell me how you really feel so I ain't got to sit here and wonder if you really out to get me or not. So, you know, freedom of speech does stand, but, you know, that's 50-50. It only works for certain people. You know, like, we say the wrong thing, we going to get fired for sure. But if it was up to me, I'd be like, shit, oh, well, he said what he said because I done said some shit. You know, I done said some shit.
What about him being a school administrator and him seeing over different kind of children? Do you think that his comments weigh in on how he treats the children, or do you think it has no bearing?
See, when it comes to that, that's a whole different thing. That's where that the representative, he's right on that, David. You know, now you representing us and how we treat people's kids. You know. And don't nobody want to send no kids to no guy like that, especially you talking like that. So yeah, I wouldn't want him on the team after that. But me personally, like, I'm not offended by what he said because I'm used to it. Like, I just feel like it's a lot more people like him, and they just ain't saying it though. You know, they not saying how they really feel. And so I kind of respect people that really say how they really feel.
All right, David, you got something you want to add in on that one? What you think?
Just that it seems like to me, there's less people like that. It's like shocking to me when I see that. But I'm sure as a black person, you hear that, you think a lot of us white people are like that. And I feel like it's people like that fuck it up for the majority of us who aren't like that. But I mean, who knows how many of them there really are out there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, J Bang.
A lot of them, but don't get me wrong. Like, I interact with a lot of people. I got a lot of white friends, so don't feel like I'm like this black dude that's on some fuck the white man type shit. Because I'm not. Because I fuck with white people off top. I fuck with everybody. But I'm just saying on the higher level, you know, there's a lot of that shit going on the higher levels, you know, not for us middle class, poor class people, but on the higher level, you know, there's a lot of them. There's a majority of them.
Probably so.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense.
And on that note, a couple comments from the gallery here. Leola says that guy has his phone sideways. David, your phone is sideways, but I'm assuming that's because you have it in. You're being a safe driver.
Yep.
What's up, Ant-Man? Billy Davis says, well, he should have played effing quarterback his damn self. I guess he's talking about the principal. If he think that he wasn't a good enough quarterback, he should have played quarterback. Tawan Corey Carr says, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. Good point. Yeah. All right. And so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move to the next clip. And again, I like to do this thing. Current Events is one of my favorite shows because I watch the news. I watch different stations and different networks. I try to get all kind of perspective. And it only seems as if there's two perspectives, and they're always going to be the polar opposite. You never get to see what people think in the middle, or what people like David driving home thinks, or J Bang sitting down talking to us think as people who they consider regular people, but I consider all of us great. So this is a good glimpse inside of what people think. So I think we are the media. we're doing things that media do right now. So let's get into the clip of the next clip. And the next clip is somebody considered the normal media. Then we just take it from their hands and break it down.
This Landon Middle School music teacher is in jail, accused of sexting students and posing as a teen.
You would not have known it to meet him. I mean, it doesn't come off that way.
42-year-old Christopher Beckstrom was arrested, accused of sending and receiving explicit pictures to and from minors.
Police say Beckstrom was targeting random people on the internet as well as some past students. News4Jax reporter Eric Avani is joining us live. And Eric, you talked to some parents, and frankly, they were just shocked by this.
Yes, some parents didn't know about the arrest until after we told them. Others only knew about it because they received push alerts on their phones. But every parent we spoke to say this was completely shocking. Now, police say 42-year-old music teacher Christopher Beckstrom created fake Instagram and Snapchat accounts posing as a 15-year-old boy. While posing as a teenager, investigators say Beckstrom reached out to two underage girls and asked them to send him nude pics of themselves. Police say one of them did, and in return received a nude pic from him. That girl later received a message on social media telling her he was not who she thought he was. She later learned from one of his former 7th grade students that he was a teacher at Landon Middle School. Parents who arrived to pick up their children say Beckstrom was a very popular teacher.
All right, J Bang, I'm gonna start with you. Pretending to be an underage child, and texting and contacting children underage. What's going on? Why are these people doing these things? What's his problem?
See, first of all, this is where that normal thought, you know, remember you said we're all great, we're all normal a little bit ago. This is that moment when I just think you need to go to prison and die. Like, I will never understand anyone that does anything like that. I don't care. There's no excuse. It's just weird to me. And like,
you say he should go to prison and die? He shouldn't get like 10 years or nothing like that. He should death.
Not even a death penalty. Like, his people need to just stab him 100 times.
David,
like,
what do you think?
Like, kids are like sacred. Like, you can't mess with people's kids, man. You just can't. Like, that's a big deal.
That is a big deal. David, what do you think?
I'll just agree with everything he said. That sounds about right.
All right. Sounds about right. David, why do you think the parents are so surprised? Everybody's so surprised. Do you think that it's the popular teachers that we got to watch out for, not the ones that nobody likes?
Man.
I don't know. Was it a popular teacher?
Yeah, the parents were saying how surprised they were and how popular he was and how it took everybody aback. Why do you think people are so trusting because of a popular teacher?
That's where the mind manipulation comes in. He was a teacher, manipulator, you know, made them feel safe, made them feel like family, and just fucked them all over, basically.
All right, and we got agreements on that one. So let's go ahead and we're going to move to the next topic. I like that shirt. You got to keep the shirt somewhere in the frame somehow. TikTok. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah, good looking.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move on and roll on to the next clip. It was a busy news week. It was kind of hard to pick which clips, and I could have picked 20 or 30 clips, but we would have been here for 16 and a half hours. So let's go ahead and get into this next clip.
Bill Cosby, once a beloved TV dad, and tonight a judge now determining that he is a sexually violent predator, ordering Cosby be cuffed and immediately sent to prison. A remarkable fall in full view in that courthouse today. The 81-year-old Cosby handcuffed, being led away there. His legal team responding a short time later with anger. What they declared. Cosby, his booking photo just in tonight, sentenced to 3 to 10 years behind bars. He was convicted of drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand, who told the judge, quote, "Bill Cosby took my beautiful, healthy, young spirit and crushed it." ABC's Lindsay Davis in the courtroom today, and she leads us off tonight.
Mr. Cosby, any comments, sir?
Tonight, Bill Cosby is spending his first night behind bars after emerging from the courtroom in handcuffs today, sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison.
We've got justice.
Just after sentencing, Andrea Constand, the woman who Cosby was found guilty of drugging and sexually assaulting, with a smile, embracing former model Janice Dickinson, just one of roughly a dozen Cosby accusers who sat in court to witness this moment, holding hands with silent tears and fervent nods as the judge delivered what they're calling justice.
Did you ever think that this day was going to come? I dreamt of this day for 32 years.
The judge also ruled today that Cosby will be classified as a sexually violent predator.
All right. Bill Cosby went to jail yesterday, and he is now considered a sexual predator. There's been a lot going around about Bill Cosby. David, do you think that Bill Cosby outcome was fair from what you know?
No, I don't feel like it's fair. I don't like seeing him go to jail. He's old. This shit happened 30 years ago. Bill Cosby's a fucking national treasure. I don't give a fuck what he did. If those bitches didn't want to fucking speak up after 10 years, I'm sorry, it's over. Say some fucking shit. Don't be a pussy and do it when everyone else is fucking doing it, because the government's trying to fucking steer our direction towards this instead of whatever the fuck they're really doing. Let's talk about fucking sexual predators 30 years ago. Let's make Bill Cosby a fucking suspect, because we got this other shit we don't want you to fucking pay attention to. That's really what's going on.
What do you think, J Bang? Do you think what happened to Bill Cosby was fair? And if you have something you want to reply to David, you could do so as well. What do you think?
I mean, honestly, if you're questionable, you're questionable. You're going around putting pills in people's shit. Like, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if they catch you when you're 102. Bitch, you did it. Now you're caught. Go to jail. But at the same time, like, I feel him at what he's saying. Like, it's 30 years old, get over it. But at the same time, like, it's like right now in the media, is a lot of people in Cosby defense. But then you have a lot of women, like, why are you guys defending this dude that's raping people? So that controversy is deep all the way around. So it's like Bill Cosby, like, I don't even care for him at all. And, like, when I look at him, I see a creep somewhat. Like, he's a creep some way. Like, he done something. He admitted to doing something to these girls. So, like, 3 to 10 years, bruh, I did years for nothing. So, you know, it's people that did years for nothing. Like, you're probably going to be out in, like, a year, to be honest, or something. You know, this is all just a show by the looks of it. You know, we're just going to send you the 3 to 10 years. That don't even sound like you know, where do you get sentenced 3 to 10 years for rape at? Like, so everybody knows that it's all, like, I don't know, weird stuff.
What about all the good things that Bill Cosby did for the community? Does that have anything to do with it? David said he's a national treasure.
Yeah, that's the part that scares me, because it's always the people you look up to that do the weirdest shit. Like, homies, friends, relatives, like, what? He was the coolest dude from school, remember? Yeah, he went and killed, he did this, woo-woo-woo, he's the weirdo. Like, it's always them. Like, I think the weirder they are, the more of a disguise they have to put up. Like, that little pudding shit, like, that was always weird to me. Like, I never understood that shit. But, like, if he didn't admit, you know, to putting pills in female stuff, then I would be like, okay, I don't know what to think about this. But when he went out of the way and admitted to it, like, what could you say? Like, you're guilty.
You're talking about is in his deposition from his civil trial where he did say that he had bought pills to put in women's drinks.
Yeah, because I know females will set you up and all the extra shit. I know it's a 50-50 chance. It's a back and forth thing. I know about all that. But at the end of the day, you just sound stupid admitting to putting pills in a female's drink. Like, why'd you do that?
Well, he did that. He never thought that story was going to get out because it was a sealed deposition and they gave him that's what it meant. They weren't supposed to unseal it. And so I think that's a contention in the trial. Well, I think that's why he's going to appeal, was because they were never supposed to unseal that deposition in the first place. David, what do you think? You say that it doesn't matter since it's been so long, they shouldn't be able to do anything about it. You think it should be a time limit on accusations of sexual misconduct?
I mean, I thought there was a statute of limitations for everything. And it just seems like
different states have different rules from what I understand. But go ahead.
Yeah.
It just seems like, she's saying something. Now I'll say something. And the next one's like, I'll say something too now that people are saying some shit. Like, how about say some fucking shit? Like, I mean, I've never been sexually assaulted. I don't know what it's like. I don't know. It seems weird to me that someone wouldn't be like, hey, this motherfucker just did this to me just now. Like, say some shit, because everyone's going to have your back. But, they waited that fucking long. They must have not minded the free fucking ride that came with it. They must have not have minded the fucking benefits that came with knowing Bill Cosby. They were probably benefiting at the time, and now that they're not benefiting anymore, they're like, how can we continue to benefit? I know, that fucking shit that barely fucking affected us because we didn't say shit about it? Let's go tattle now, 30 fucking years later, and get this man in trouble and get some fucking another 15 minutes of fame with their non-funny wannabe comedian asses.
All right. What about for the people who feel he really did it?
They can hate me for my opinion. I love Bill Cosby. I don't give a fuck. I think this shit is fucked up to do to an old man. I think what he did is fucked up. I mean, I don't condone rape, but I also don't condone not saying something for 30 years. So, they're both wrong, But it's sorry. It just seems like way too long.
So by him being famous, and let's say you knew he did it, just because you love him, would you forgive that?
I don't know. But let's say he wasn't famous. Would we be coming after him 32 years later? If we found out some average Joe was putting pills in girls' drinks at raves in the early 2000s, and then in 2033 we found out that he did it to like 4 girls and raped them, are we going to go after this guy who makes $50,000 a year and is not famous? Probably not.
Jay Bang, what do you think? Go ahead.
Who is Harvey? Harvey Weinstein or something?
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, 66-year-old, charged on March 2018 with rape. He's still out. A billionaire, still fine, still working, all that. White man, though.
Well, Harvey Weinstein, he's on, they took his passport and they just postponed his trial. So he's going to go to trial for some of the things he's done. And just in all fairness, I do try to be fair in the information that we talk about. I think Bill Cosby was first charged in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he's been charged numerous times or he's paid people off or things of that nature. So I'm not sure of how new this is with Bill Cosby. And I'm just saying that just so we can make sure that we have some real transparency in everything that we're saying. But what else you think, Jay Bang? 3 years? You think it's a kangaroo court, or it was just a joke? You think it's just a show?
I know for sure if I did anything and they found out I did it, no matter how long it's been, they're gonna come for me. I don't play favoritism. I don't care who you are. If you did something, you did it. Period. I don't give a fuck how, but it's people getting off the hook with stuff like that all the time. But you know, never was a fan of Bill Cosby. Like, I really don't care about him personally. But this is a fan of him, so it might be a different subject for him. So it's easier for me to be like, fuck him, because I don't care about Bill Cosby at all. But I feel like I don't care how old you are, how young you are. If you rape someone, you need to, like, oh, matter of fact, put it like this. Remember on the other little situation that we just talked about, and you was like, you agree with what I said that he should die with the rape shit. Like, that's kind of no different. But now that this
That's true. No, I admit it. I'm biased as fuck. Like, I liked Roseanne, and what she said was fucked up. But I didn't want her show to get canceled because I was thoroughly enjoying it. I was really excited for that show to come back. And I want my shows. You know, I want my entertainers. And I'm a fucked up person, I guess, for thinking Bill Cosby is a little late on the fucking having to go to jail shit. But I don't care.
You're not the only one. You know, there's a lot of people that agree with the fact that he should be out and he should be living his life. Like me, I don't care if he's out or if he's in. Like, I don't think he's a harm to society in any way. So, like, it wouldn't bother me at all. Like, but him being in jail, shit. Oh well.
All right. Mercy Friend says, no, he needs the consequences and accountability for his actions. Karma comes to you one day, 30 years later or not. Do not care who he is. Those victims may still be suffering 30 years later. PTSD is real. If you're a good person, you wouldn't have to worry about going to jail. 100. What do you guys think about that?
I think she just agrees with what I say. Like, I told you that all women are going to be like, hold up, what do you mean? Like, we're not having that. Like, he raped someone, he needs to pay for it. It doesn't matter. There's no time limit. All it means is that you've been getting away for a lot of years with your nasty ass. That's how they're going to take it. That's how they're always going to take it.
What do you think, David? And wait, J Bang, I have seen women say that they're railroading Bill Cosby. I've actually seen a lot of women say that they're railroading Bill Cosby.
Those are the women that's mad at white women. Like, they're mad. Like, fuck them white bitches. They're about to get paid. Like, I'm just on some truthful shit. Like, a lot of people they don't never say what they really feel. They're the type of people that read all the comments, and whoever got the most of comments agreeing with each other, they gonna go with them. You know, they never speak for themselves. I feel like any woman that thinks that it's okay for any man to rape anyone or anything and get away with it, like, something's really wrong with you.
All right. Tawan Corey Carr says they played him. He paid a settlement, and they still came after him. So yeah, I guess Angela Constead, the lady who the trial was about, he already paid her a settlement years back, and they still came after him. Anybody got something else they want to add in on that? You got something you want to throw in, David?
She owes that money back with interest, I guess, right?
So you think she owes it back since she got a settlement, and then they ended up coming after him for something that she got a settlement for?
I mean, I'm a man of my word. If I make an agreement with you, you better honor it, because I'm going to honor it. So, like, if he paid her off and she's like, all right, cool, I'm cool with this money, I'll shut the fuck up. And then not, well, yeah, I mean, like, she's not going to give it back, but technically you don't deserve that money that you got for lying.
You don't deserve it. What you think, J Bang?
See, low-key should be in jail, too, for blackmail. Like, bitch, I just gave you my money to shut up. Now you snitched on me. Now I'm in jail. And you have the money, you blackmail me. Basically got him to admit to being guilty by paying her the money. At the end of the day, he's guilty and he's in jail. But, yeah, she got him out of his bread. But by law, if they had a real settlement, he should have to pay him back. He'll be in jail and get his money back. But that ain't how it's going to work. Like, she's still playing victim all the way around, even if she did swindle him.
All right. Let me ask you guys a question, Jay Banks. Since you just got done with that one, I'll ask you this first, so we can just add to the tail end on this. Do you think that it was fair for them to reopen the trial based on a deposition that was supposed to be sealed in the first place? That's another aspect of it.
If that's the reason why they opened the case again, I feel honestly by this law, if everything was by the law how it's supposed to be, I think the whole case should have been thrown out. It should have never been reopened or anything. That should have been another person that got away with murder, basically.
All right. So you're sticking strictly to the law. No favorites, no sides, no anything. All right.
I've been a victim to the law. They already screwed me over, so shit. I don't have no sympathy for him. Like, you already got me, so like, why should I have sympathy for him in any manner? Like, I already know how they play. They don't play fair. But at the same time, like, he should have enough money to have a good enough lawyer to push that issue. I feel like if that's the reason why they reopened it, he shouldn't be in jail. And like, any lawyer should be able to beat that if that was the case. But they playing dirty, so it's more to it.
Yeah, he had a team of lawyers. What do you think, David? Do you think it was fair for them to reopen a sealed deposition and they let more people testify in the second trial? But do you think it was fair to reopen something that was sealed in the first place?
No.
No? Easy as that. I like David when sometimes David just give you a no. That's why you got to learn Soapbox Heroes. Real people, real conversation. Real. And that's how you know I don't got no money to pay them, because they going to be 100%. I'm going to show everybody the next clip. We're going to keep it.
Wait, I'm not getting paid?
Yeah, I got you. I don't even know how to play Monopoly money, so I had no problem sending you all the money in the Monopoly game.
Oh, shit. I thought
all them
500s to be on here.
You thought what?
I thought I was paying you to be on the show. Shit.
Hey, man, I'll take it.
Oh, misunderstanding going around here. You paying him, I'm paying you. This shit ain't right.
I guess we all getting played. But look, everybody, if you're watching too, take a second to share. Leave some comments. We appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and roll to the next clip. Honestly, this is one of my favorite shows when we do the current events, because we do different things. And again, we get to see what people really think. This isn't scripted. This isn't something we talked about. In fact, they don't even know the clips that we were going to play. If you ask them what we're going to play next, they have no clue. So I will go ahead and get to it. This is our next clip.
USA Today reports that attorneys for Christine Blasey Ford have given the Senate Judiciary Committee sworn statements from 4 people who say Ford told them about her sexual assault claims against Brett Kavanaugh as far back as 10 years ago. This comes ahead of tomorrow's high-stakes Senate hearing where Ford and Kavanaugh will tell their stories. Again, Kavanaugh denies any sexual assault.
36 years ago, nobody ever knew about it, nobody ever heard about it, and now a new charge comes up, and she said, well, it might not be him, and there were gaps, and she said she was totally inebriated, and she was all messed up, and she doesn't know it was him, but it might have been him. Oh, gee, let's not make him a Supreme Court judge because of that. This is a con game being played by the Democrats. Well, I look at the second accuser. The second accuser has nothing. The second accuser doesn't even know. She thinks maybe it could have been him, maybe not. She admits that she was drunk.
Breaking news right now. New allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. Lawyer Michael Avenatti has now announced the identity of a third accuser against the Supreme Court nominee. This woman's name is Julie Swetnick.
Says, this is her allegation, that Brett Kavanaugh drank excessively on many occasions at many parties. She says she grew up in that area. She says that she went to high school in the area at a public high school near where Kavanaugh went to school at a private boys' school. Again, we've not verified that information. And the most dramatic allegation in a set of allegations here is that she witnessed Brett Kavanaugh and others, these are her words, to cause girls to become inebriated and disoriented so that they could then be gang raped in a side room or a bedroom by a train of numerous boys at parties where there was heavy drinking going on. In 1982, approximately, she says, I became the victim of one of these gang or train rapes where Mark Judge, which is a friend of Brett Kavanaugh, and Brett Kavanaugh were present. Shortly after the incident, I shared what had transpired with at least 2 other people. During the incident, I was incapacitated without my consent and unable to fight off the boys raping me. I believe I was drugged using Quaaludes or something similar, placed in what I was drinking.
We're talking about an allegation of sexual assault. I've never sexually assaulted anyone. I did not have sexual intercourse or anything close to sexual intercourse in high school or for many years thereafter. And the girls from the schools I went to and I were friends.
So you're saying that through all these years that are in question, you were a virgin?
That's correct.
Never had sexual intercourse with anyone in high school?
Correct.
And through what years in college, since we're probing into your personal life here?
Many years after. I'll leave it at that. Many years after.
All right, let me give just a little more brief background on that story, just in case you don't know the beginning of it. Brett Kavanaugh is Donald Trump's nominee for Supreme Court. During his confirmation process, the Democrats received a letter. Barbara Boxer received a letter, senator from California, received a letter from this lady that they're talking about, saying that the nominee had sexually assaulted her when they were younger in high school. Since then, there have been, I think, 2 or 3 other women who have came out and said the same thing. Today, in front of the Senate committee, Brett Kavanaugh and his first accuser both told their sides of the story. The Republicans say that the Democrats are just trying to stall the nomination until the midterms because they think maybe they'll win enough seats to where they could change the direction of the Supreme Court. The Democrats say that the Republicans are just trying to hurry up and rush them through, and they say Donald Trump's personal reasons for wanting to rush him through is so he could help admonish the Mueller probe into Donald Trump's improprieties. And so this has been very, very big. If you haven't seen it on your timelines or on social media or on the news or whatever, this is what's going on, and it's important because he is nominated to be on the Supreme Court, which is a lifetime nomination, which is a lifetime job. So let me start with you, J Bang. What do you think should happen with these allegations? Do you think they should be looked into further? Do you think that they're true? You think it's a hoax?
See, you know it's crazy, and I don't know if you did this on purpose, but everything you just showed us all went together. And I'm glad this is the last one right there. Because now that I think about it, I'm sitting there looking at what Donald Trump is saying. You're saying exactly, this is our president, right? And exactly what he's saying is all it took for Bill fucking Cosby to be free. Go ahead and free Bill Cosby because this is the same scenario. But yet this is your people. So you're saying, oh, she was drunk or she was this, she was that. Like at the end of the day, have you seen the movie Scandal? The show Scandal?
I've seen the episode.
Yeah, that's what they do. They dig dirt on people. That shit is based off of real life facts. They go around, dig dirt on people, and pay people to come and testify and say things. So I think it's true. I think they definitely did all that stuff, and they got people coming out because that's what they do. They battling for their spot. Scandal, that's some real life shit.
So you think it's true? And there's allegations, and what they're using a lot is his high school yearbook. There were messages written in his high school yearbook about sexual proclivities and advancement on women, and he says that they were kids being kids, just saying things that it wasn't true. In his interview that he gave to Fox, he said he was a virgin until well after his college years, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think, David? Do you think that they should be able to come after him now? After all, he's had 6 FBI background checks because he's already a circuit court judge. Do you think they should be able to come after him now?
Yeah, because he's not famous and he's not a national treasure, and I don't like him, and he's with Donald Trump.
So since he's with, so you're just saying just right out, rightfully, that you'll play favorites based on who somebody is, whether they're a celebrity.
I mean, you add up all the laughter, like all the laughter that Bill Cosby's responsible for, it would probably be like 50 million years of people laughing if you added up all of us laughing individually at his comedy and his show. Like that, he provided entertainment for the world. What's this motherfucker done? I don't know. I don't care. He just looks like a pasty fucking white boy that looks like he did some bad shit. Bill Cosby doesn't look bad to me.
But there's been no physical proof that he's done anything yet. It's just been hearsay. So do you think they should be able to hold up his nomination or maybe even make him drop out over something that's basically he said, she said? There haven't been an FBI probe into it. There hasn't been a real law enforcement looking into it. There's women that are saying that he did things, and there's him saying that he didn't. Should he be able to have his nomination paused simply on those terms?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? What about you, Jay Bang? Do you think that he should have his nomination slowed down, halted, or maybe even they might even put somebody else in there because of the drama? Do you think that's fair to him?
I'm honestly starting to think it doesn't matter what's fair. So at the end of the day, they all need to go to jail from the first clip to the last clip. Hey, for real, put his ass right next to Bill Cosby, because at the end of the day, if it was any of us, they say you're guilty until proven innocent. Nah.
So Jay Bang, you have been consistent all the way through. David, you haven't been quite so consistent, but the beauty of it and the reason that I love when David come on is because he's honest enough to tell you how he really feels.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Thank you for your honesty. Do anybody got anything they want to add on to either of those stories, any of those stories?
I just feel like they all line up with each other. And I feel like everybody, it's like, it ain't what you do. It ain't how you do it. It's about who's backing you up. Like, some people got the fucking president. He got the president backing him up. Bill Cosby, he ain't got, he don't got that backup that he used to have. Like, he's old now. He can't call for favors and shit,
Why do you think, that's a question I wonder, why aren't Bill Cosby's peers and people who he worked with throughout the years, why aren't they coming to his rescue?
Exactly, because he's old and he doesn't have no dough and he's irrelevant now. And probably they know something that, they might not be talking, but they probably know it's true. They probably been, at parties with him or, it ain't no telling. But at the end of the day, he don't have no backup. Like, that's what it's about. It's like, who's going to get up there and grind with you? Like, you got the fucking president on your side. He's going to get off easy. Trust me.
Well, see, and the thing about Kavanaugh is it's not even about him getting off, because this isn't a trial. This is about him getting nominated for the Supreme Court. So let's say this does go awry for him. He's still going to be a circuit court judge in Washington. David, go ahead, Bang.
If he becomes, if he gets that position, that just shows you how powerful Trump is. And Trump's going to do whatever it takes to make sure he gets it.
David, you got something you want to throw in? Wait, hold on for 1 second. You got something you want to throw in, David?
Yeah, just that, like, one of the reasons that I think that 30 years is too long is because I think it'd be cool if the world got to a place, or at least the United States of America got to a place where we were like, look, if something happens to you and you don't say some shit in due time, you're going to run out of options. So say something. Because what I want for my life is for all the guys, because 75% of rapes aren't reported. So I'm thinking, how many guys out there have a girlfriend or a wife that I could be fucking, and they're with a guy who raped somebody. So let's get all these motherfuckers who rape people tattled on in jail so the fucking population of women available is more for me. It's very fucking selfish. But I think that there's plenty of fucking rapists who have a girlfriend and a wife that I could be fucking, and they don't deserve her. Straight up.
Well, what's your solution? How do you get people to have the courage to come out and say things? Because I do hear that a lot of times people just don't have the courage to do it. Or they're afraid of consequences or being labeled or no one believing them. How do we get around that stigma since you proposed that?
By not making somebody go to jail 30 years after the fact. Like, use this as an example. Say, well, yeah, maybe he did, but like you guys waited way too long to come out. Let that be a lesson to future women who have this traumatic experience happen to them so that they don't, wait too long before it to be something they can't do anything about. That's all.
All right.
That makes sense.
No, it makes sense. And again, like I said, that's why I love doing this, because we get to see people's perspectives and see how people feel. Everyone doesn't feel the same. And at the end of the day, you are being honest. And I do understand what you mean at the end. Like I said, everybody's not going to agree with the nuances of everything that you said, but I do get your overall goal. Jay Bang, go ahead and take us out. Give us your last thought and end it with a bang said it.
Yeah, I feel like, shit, that shit's real, man. That it's always gonna be about who's in your corner at the end of the day. And who backs you up is very important. But now that I sit here and think about it, 30 years is a long ass time. But at the end of the day, if you did it, you did it. And karma is a bitch. That's the purpose of it. But I don't think he's going to do too much time. It's going to be light, and he probably do a year and a half. He'll be out, and it's like it never happened. But at the end of the day, they all fucked up, so they all got to pay.
All right, that's the last word. Go ahead and, one more time. The clothing. Do you know where to get it from?
Stick Talk Clothing, man. They on Facebook. They on Instagram. It's Stick Talk Clothing 6. It's Turf Rock. It's Ace. They got all the gear, man. They got the kids' clothes. They got the women's clothes. They got everything you need. All the shit. Facebook, Instagram, my page. I seen them on your page. You can find them anywhere, But they located in Riverside. They deliver. They come to you. I'm way in South Carolina, and I got the whole suit on. I got outfits in the house. My girl got outfits, It's some real comfortable shit. It's a good movement. So we're going to get it lit. Stick Clock.
All right. And when you get a chance, have them come on and talk about it. I want to tell everybody thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Thanks for leaving your comments. Hey, we do need guests. Sometimes it is not the easiest thing for me to get guests. We have people who will just disappear in the last second. We have people who have things come up, and we do want to keep it going. This is something that I love doing. This is something that I really have a passion for. I think we're on to something here. We have people come and give their own different sides of things, so we get to see perspective. You may not know it, but if you go back and pay attention, we actually bring people together who aren't even normally together on anything. And so give us a chance. Share us, like us, love us, do what you got to do. This has been Soapbox Heroes. Check out these ads.
Making beautiful look easy is what she does. Follow Ashley Hutchins on Facebook or Instagram. If you need professional catering, contact Cali Food Pros for some of the best food in Southern California. Service with a smile. carpet cleaning? Contact Optimum Cleaning Services. Not only do they do carpet, they do so much more. For the most delectable cheesecake you ever had in your life, contact the Sir Charles Cheesecake Co., only using the best of ingredients. For any real estate questions, contact Natasha French at Coast to Coast Home Consultants. And any ladies out there, if you need any advice on being an entrepreneur or real estate, go ahead and look at her page, Stiletto Entrepreneur. If you need it, they got it. Right there downtown Riverside at Harris Family Thrift. And if you need to be moved, contact them for that too. Harris Family Moving Service. Be sure to go to your app store and download Dash Radio. Make sure you tune in to Friendly Fire Radio on Fridays and check out Tawan Corey Carr. And you can catch me on Fridays at 5 o'clock Central on KCOH 92.9 HD on your FM dial with the legendary Ralph Cooper, where we discuss sports, social issues, and all type of topics. Tune in. I guarantee you'll love it. Thank you for watching Soapbox Heroes. Without you, we're nothing. See you next week.
J Bang,
Yeah.
you're the person that I see online. You got the best tagline that I've seen. Every time I see it, I even repeat it. And my name don't even start with a J. Can you go ahead and take us out with a bang said it? Or just bang said it.
You already know, man. So Pop Heroes, Bang said it, man. Tune in, like, share, comment, man. Let's keep it lit. Stick talk all the way. Let's go. Bang said it.